So you guys liked the last video a lot. So luckily for you, I've gathered more of the best money making methods in Hypixel Skyblock. For anyone new here, check out the previous part to this video. All of the methods still work, but I'm assuming you've already watched that. Methods in this video will be ranked from early game to late game, so every player in the game can use these methods. And by the way, I'm doing a 50 million coin giveaway if we can hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure to like the video, subscribe, and join the Discord linked below, where I'll host the giveaway. With all the advertising out of the way, the first method is using the Forge. The only requirements for this method is that you need 200,000 or so coins, and access to the Dwarven Mines. What makes this method so good is most of the time you're making money while being completely AFK, because you'll just be forging different items. And as for what you should forge, it fluctuates depending on what's the most profitable on the auction house to craft and sell. But the two I have found useful are power crystals, which only cost about 150 to 200k, and golden plates, that are generally around 900k to 1 million to forge. And a tip to speed this up is putting your mithril powder into the quick forge perk, so if you don't plan to mine in the Dwarven Mines for a while, this method is boosted by this perk since it lowers the forge time of items. And this method isn't just early game. If you're a smart player, you could use this throughout the entire game, but it can allow you to make some very fast and easy profit in the early stages of Skyblock. Now we move on to Goblin Grinding. This is an alternative method to Ice Walkers. And while these guys are harder, they're not overly hard to one-shot. To do this method, I recommend having a way to gain a lot of speed, and optionally a Raider's Axe, since it gives you more coins on kill. You'll get your coins from kills and a few other drops, like Goblin Eggs. There's also a 1% chance for them to drop an extra 1k to 10k coins on kill. The main thing that you'll need to be careful of is AFKers. Personally, I really hate them. They make like 2 coins an hour and just ruin the lobbies for everyone. It took me 9 attempts to get a lobby without one in this clip. But let's leave the Dwarven Mines for a bit and go to a pretty famous money making method, Zealots. This is the final method for the early game category, so it requires better gear than all of the other methods. So to keep up with the competitiveness, you need a God Potion as well as 400 speed, if not very close, and a Frozen Scythe. With all of these items, you can get a pretty decent amount of Summoning Eyes without players getting too much in your way. You should be getting a Summoning Eye every 420 kills, that is not a joke, and if you don't, the odds will increase for you over time. You'll sell the Summoning Eyes on Bazaar once you obtain them, and even after dragons falling out of the meta for money, they still sell for quite a lot. So grinding zealots is recommended for trying to breach into mid-game. Going back to another mining island, we are at the Crystal Hollows for the first time in this video. The next money making method is automation farming, and there is 2 variants of this method. The first is finding a precursor city and killing all the automations that spawn. Keep in mind, these guys do hurt a lot, so I recommend killing them using an AUTD's right-click ability, since it can deal with them pretty easily due to its large hitbox. Although if you're going to be using this method, you will want some sort of intelligence pet / armor. The second variant is powder grinding anywhere in the precursor remnants. This is because the chests have a chance to drop robot parts. More about them in a minute. To do the second variant, all you need is 1500 mining speed and Heart of the Mountain 6 if you want to increase the rate that treasure chests spawn. But how do these methods make their money? Like I said before, they make their money through robot parts. These are always in high demand due to needing them for the Sapphire Crystal and Crystal Nucleus runs. While selling individual robot parts is quicker, you can pretty easily get away by selling 10 to 64 of them at a higher price, and you can still expect them to sell pretty fast. I would recommend using the first method over the second one, since the first method will give you pure coins, while the second method will give you money on top of gemstone and mithril powder. Up next, farming takes a spotlight with a crop that even I didn't expect. This crop makes more money than pre-nerf and netherwart, and is very easy to farm. It's Cactus Farming. No, not the semi-AFK version, just a normal cactus farming. I didn't expect it to appear on this list because, well, a lot of semi-AFK farms have killed the cactus prices on the bazaar, but this method, with a maxed out setup, can pretty easily make 5.3 million coins per hour, However, this assumes that you have 681 farming fortune. With a more reasonable 400 total farming fortune, you will be making 3.1 million per hour semi-AFK, assuming that you sell all the enchanted cactus on the bazaar. And make sure you're using a cactus knife with 400 speed. If you need a good tutorial on how to actually build a cactus farm, Sweet Booty made a good tutorial on his channel, so you should go check that out. The final method that will be closing out mid-game is Frag Running. This is when you go into a floor 7 run solo and go to the blood room as fast as possible to kill the giant that spawns. Once it's killed, it has a chance to drop 1 of 4 fragments, but we only care about 2, Laser Eyes and Diamante's handles, due to their high sell value on the auction house. To do this method, you need to already have a floor 7 completion for Necron's armor, a Juju bow, Reaper mask, and a powerful wand for healing, since the mobs on floor 7 hit pretty hard. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can't actually enter a floor 7 run solo. To get around this, party a low level friend, and then go into the floor. They won't be warped in since they don't meet the requirements, but you will be. This way, you don't have to split the loot with anyone. When I was doing this method a few months ago, I was making 6 to 7 million per hour with the previously mentioned gear. However, your rates may vary since this method is very RNG based, and you will need skill to clear fast. A final note for this method is that it's still good in the late game. However, if you have a Hyperion, there is even better methods that are available to you that I will get into now. I know what you're thinking. I already talked about ghosts in my last video on making money, as well as made a full guide on them. However, what I've recently learned is that there is a different way to grind ghosts during a spooky festival that is extraordinarily powerful. During spooky festivals, killing mobs will cause them to drop green or purple candy, both selling for a decent amount at the bazaar. And ghosts drop a lot of candy, meaning you'll be earning a whole lot more money from the candy on top of sorrows. But Bat Person armor also has a very useful ability for this method, doubling the candy drop for each piece you wear. You don't want to wear full Bat Person though, you need a good balance of damage with your setup. If you have a watered helmet, equipping that will significantly boost your damage. My personal recommendation for this method is to make sure you can kill ghosts in about 2 seconds or less. Note that ordinarily, ghost grinding, you'd want more damage, but because of the Bat Person's armor bonus, it allows you to kill them slower and still make more money. As for where you want to ghost grind, this main spot is usually taken during spooky festivals. These are 2 more spots that have plenty of ghosts and are usually not taken up. Apart from that, you will need to wait for the 1 hour window of a spooky festival. However, during that hour, I was able to make 16 million coins. For the final time, let's head into the Dwarven Mines to do some Mithril Mining. While Gemstone Mining makes more, Mithril Mining has a lot of perks over it. First, it's a lot more convenient. Rather than having to find a structure spawn or worrying about griefers, you can easily just swap lobbies and find a new spot in the Dwarven Mines. Second, this method gives Mithril Powder, while Gemstone Mining only gives Gemstone Powder, so if you need to level some of your perks, this is a good way to do it. And finally, Mithril Mining gives really good mining XP. You want very similar gear to Gemstone Mining as well, Divan's Armor with a Gauntlet or 655, however, you want to be leveling a pet while mining. This is because, unlike Gemstone Mining, Mithril Mining gives an exorbitant amount of mining XP. Here are a few good spots for mining. They're good due to having a lot of blue wool to mine. And the perks that you want to invest in are these. So you can be expecting to make incredibly high amounts of money per hour Mithril mining. It's a very good thing to do, and I highly recommend it if you have a mining setup. When you're a high catter, Hyperion wielding dungeon sweat, carries can allow you to profit like crazy. The main carries that you'll be providing will be floor 6 and 7 completion runs. Assuming that you ran floor 7s with a friend, carrying 3 people for 5 million coins each, and could do about 4 runs every hour, you're looking at 30 million coins per hour after splitting half the profit with a friend. Since terms are near impossible solo, you will need a friend. However, if you're running floor 6s, you can probably carry 4 people and do it completely solo far easier. But here is the downside to this method. Besides the insanely high requirements to get into it, you need to find people to carry. While using the party finder is an option, it's better to find a trusted Discord server that offers carries and then apply to be a carrier. carrier. So with the proper dungeon setup, carries are insanely useful for helping you to profit coins in Hypixel Skyblock. And there you go, 9 more of the best money making methods for every Skyblock player. Let me know what you thought of them, and maybe give me some feedback on the video in the comments down below. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for the 50 million coin giveaway, and let's see if we can hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, watch another one, and I'll see you all next time.